U.S. citizens are now being warned worldwide to stay alert, to be vigilant. This is not just coming from the FBI director earlier this week. This is now coming from the State Department. Yes, the U.S. Department of State is now telling us to be alert. This is crazy. This is crazy what is happening. But it is happening, and this is why I'm bringing this to you. Just look at this. This is from the State Department's website. This is a worldwide caution. You can see there's two cautions up here, both from yesterday, November 9th. There's a worldwide caution and information for U.S. citizens in the Middle East. Obviously, I don't need to tell you that if you are in the Middle East, you need to be careful. But this is now a worldwide alert. Okay, let's go down here and we'll read this really quick. Then I'll jump into some other things. But it says right here, worldwide caution. Due to increased tensions in various locations around the world, the potential for terrorist attacks, demonstrations, or violent actions against U.S. citizens and interests, the Department of State advises U.S. citizens overseas to exercise increased caution. U.S. citizens should stay alert in locations frequented by tourists. There you go. There you have it. Now, I can tell you, this is something that everybody needs to be well aware of. And it's not just places abroad. Yes, if you are in another location that is frequented by tourists and you are in a different country, yes, you should remain alert and vigilant. But also here on U.S. soil as well. Because what we've learned from the FBI director, he made it very clear that we are not out of the woods just because we are here on U.S. soil. There could be attacks here on U.S. soil. For example, places that are very popular like New York, Chicago, Miami, Los Angeles, right? Denver, Dallas, right? Big cities. That is what we are now being told. If you live in or around a big city, just be careful. Now, I bring this to your attention because there are some things that are happening at this time. One of those is a major shift. Secretary of State Antony Blinken brings a notable shift in U.S. language towards Israel as pressure mounts at home and abroad. Now, what does he mean by this? Well, here's what is happening right now. We are now seeing other countries, other world leaders, question the United States, our integrity and our intentions. Look at this. It says, for weeks, the Biden administration has strongly backed Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's military offensive following Hamas's brutal attack. But a rising death count in the besieged enclave, enormous pro-Palestinian protests across the globe, and increasing discomfort inside the White House has put considerable strain on the U.S. posture. Now, I just want to be very clear on this as well. These pro-Palestinian protests, these are happening not just in the United States. They're happening in London. They're happening in Morocco. They're happening all across the world because people are being fed up. And again, they're looking at the United States as part of the problem. Well, right here, says the top U.S. diplomat said, far too many Palestinians have been killed. Far too many have suffered these past weeks. We want to do everything possible to prevent harm to them and to maximize the assistance that gets to them. To that end, we'll be continuing to discuss with Israel the concrete steps to be taken to advance these objectives. And just so you know, more than 11,000 Palestinians have lost their lives because of the attacks from Israel on Gaza, and that's just since October 7th. Now, previously reported from Israel was that we saw 1,400 Israelis lose their lives in the initial attacks. Well, just today, the reports out of Israel are now saying that it wasn't 1,400, it's actually 1,200, so it's less. But here's where things are getting very interesting. Because what happened today is we saw an attack on a hospital. Okay? Now, Israel claims this was a misfired projectile was launched from inside Gaza. That's what was responsible for the hit on the Al-Shifa hospital. Now, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. This is actually from a reporter who's doing a live on-air broadcast. Okay, let me show you this really quick. Let me play this clip for you really quick, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. I am not going to play the sound, though. You will just see the video. So he was doing an on-air broadcast. He's still trying to do it. Watch this. So as you can see, it wasn't just one missile, right? It was multiple. It wasn't just one. But according to Israel, they claimed that was a misfired projectile. That's what they're saying. Now, there's other videos on that. There's also shooting coming out of the hospital as well. I'm not going to play that video, but the reason why I bring this up is because what's happening abroad, what's happening over in Gaza, this is putting so many people on high alert. But at the same time, this is causing many people around the world to question the intentions of Israel, of Hamas, of the United States, of other Western nations as well. Now, here's something else I want to bring to your attention. And the reason I want to bring this to your attention is because this is something that we're starting to see more and more. Iran is getting involved. Okay, look at this. It says Iran warns of inevitable expansion of war after IDF conducts flag-raising ceremony in Gaza. Now, why would the IDF do that? Why would the Israeli Defense Forces do this? Well, I'm not going to play the video. Okay, well, actually, we can play a little bit of it. Okay, we're not going to play any sound, but they are actually on the beach right there. They're about to they pretty much planted their flag into the sand. Okay, they did that. Now we can read right here, the Israeli military official says Gaza is theirs. We've returned, we were expelled from here almost 20 years ago. We started this battle divided and ended it united. We are fighting for the land of Israel. This is our land, and that is the victory to return to our lands. So right now, Israeli troops are going into Gaza and claiming that this is their land, trying to take it back from Hamas. This is what is going to cause an additional widening of the war. And this is where many people are saying that, again, we are in the early stages of a world war, potentially World War III. Yes, we have Israel going against Hamas in Gaza. Now we have Iran or Iranian-backed militias attacking the United States, attacking U.S. troops, attacking U.S. military bases, and the United States is done with that. They've had enough. Now, let's go ahead and go through this a little bit because there's a lot to unpack here. Trying to understand the risks, the United States and Iran, just the escalation because of what's going on right now. Right here it says, this is what's happening. The United States appears to be in an escalatory spiral of strikes and counterstrikes with Iran-backed groups in the Middle East. We knew this was coming. We've seen the reports over the past handful of days. We knew it was going to happen, but it's not stopping is the problem. It says on the first occasion, U.S. forces launched airstrikes on targets in eastern Syria that Washington described as facilities used by the RIGC. Says in early November, the U.S. estimated that at least 14 such attacks were happening. But over the past handful of days, we've seen, I think, 6 or 7 different attacks on U.S. troops and on U.S. military bases. Says, as the attacks went on, the U.S. conducted another airstrike on November 8th on a weapons storage facility. This was in eastern Syria. And again, one of the big questions was this going to be enough? Well, it says right here, again, the deterrent effect was questionable as attacks on U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria were continuing. These haven't stopped. And so this is where some people are saying that not only are U.S. citizens being warned all across the world, but now it's looking like we are an actual target. that the United States citizens are actual targets. So, just want to provide this warning with you guys because I know a lot of people are worried. Should they travel? Should they go to Mexico? Should they go to Europe? Should they go to really anywhere? Well, you got to be careful. But like the U.S. Department of State is saying, is you need to stay alert and you must stay vigilant. So that's my warning to you guys as of today. That is what we know. But again, that's if we have any other issues coming up, I promise I'll come back on here. I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But that is what we know as of right now. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.